Welcome everyone to the inner space, conversation beyond the mind, dialogues from within, heart to heart conversation. This is a space where we explore life, real experiences, spirituality, science, psychology, the mind, consciousness, and the power that already exists within us. Not from the theories, but from living experience. These conversations are authentic. I hope you guys enjoy this conversation. So, everyone, before we begin this conversation, let's take a moment, come back to our center. If you like, you can gently close the eyes, take a couple of deep breaths. Let's do it together. Let's begin by invoking clarity and wisdom with the Ganesh mantra. After that, we will chant 3 ohms. Om is considered the first sound of the vibration of existence. It helps us bring to the stillness in the present. So let's do it with the Ganesh mantra. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om. 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 And now let's begin. Today, we're really happy to be here, my friends, my soul brothers, and everyone. Today, we have an amazing guest, my soul friend, and I have learned a lot from him, I think last from 1 year. So let me introduce you, Mr. Mario. Mario and I connected through conversation around the awareness, life experiences, and exploring deeper questions about the mind and the consciousness. Our talk always go deep, guys. And we met in the New Talawan Krishna temple. So how are you, brother? How are you doing today?
It's great, brother. It's great to see you. It's great to be here with you guys and being able to share with everybody else as well.
Awesome. It's always good to see you, brother. So let's start this conversation with an open question, like how are you feeling these days? What are the timeline you feel in the energetic field? What's going on in your personal life as well, and how you are really integrating it? Like, just feel free.
Well, I mean, it's this year has really started. I have felt a different feeling, energy, a sense of more urgency, a sense of like we finally have to get out and and make things happen. Like the energy of action
Oh yeah,
is there.
absolutely.
So I have felt it. We talked about it when we met last time, that you feel like this burning desire and intensity is just do it. The time that we've been like taking it slow, simmering, deepening things, and the time is over.
Yeah.
So here we are. This is kind of how I feel. Everything has been pointing towards that. I feel that, and I'm sure that a lot of brothers, will probably be feeling that they feel the call into action now, instead of just patiently sitting on the sidelines or continue to nurse the inner selves. So I feel like that's the energy. I just feel it, and I'm sure you feel it in your own self. You see in that reality shift where you're becoming more active, more engaged, and you feel a sense of no, we have to get moving, and we need to initiate things and make them happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel completely, because that's what the shift happening. Particularly this year, it was more of a like integration, alignment, and action going in the rhythm. You've said beautifully. I felt that completely.
Yeah, so that's where we find ourselves, and very grateful, that here we are, doing what we're meant to be doing. This is what we're here for.
So now we're going to go to the topic. Usually in each episode, we go around some kind of a theme where we explore or dig into it more than a normal. So this time we're really going to explore something that touches every human life so closely, like so close. It's just there, the mind. So how this mind works, and I would love to have some more in detail ideas and your own experiences so we can understand the mind, Mr. Mario. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Mine is I mean, when you look at mine, I mean, most of us, we've been interacting with what we call mind, but we really have no understanding of what that is. I mean, we're like blind to it. But if you look closely, and that takes, self-exploration, mind cannot be understood by somebody else explaining to you what mind is. It's similar to when somebody's trying to explain to you what you are, that you are the eternal spirit. But if you only know yourself as this body, how would you understand that you are the eternal spirit? So that takes self-exploration. You have to look deeper beyond, the shell, beyond the physicality of it. So we understand mind, by concepts. For this show, I kind of looked, what Google's definition of mind is.
Oh yeah.
Just to give you a little basic understanding of what is out there.
Yes.
What definitions are out there.
Yeah.
So we can then make some real contrast for that. And it says that it's a compile of often subjective set of cognitive faculties that enable consciousness, perception, thinking, judgment, memory, and emotions. So that is, the Google definition of mind. But it's abstract. It's really not telling you much. When you look at it, it's like cognitive faculties. Okay. That one seems, like it gives a capacity to process, perceive to a certain extent. But it says also it enables consciousness.
Oh.
So the mind enables consciousness? I strongly disagree with that part. Consciousness enables mind.
Oh, yeah.
Not the other way around.
Not the other way around.
It's not the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and everything else, perception, thinking, and everything else that arises appears in consciousness. But because we don't understand it, it seems that appears in mind. And we are constantly pointing towards mind as something that we possess. My mind, my ideas, my this, my that. But that is all. That's all it is the personality referring to, its sense of possessiveness is my everything. But that's just a quality of the personality. But we must look through, we must look to it with a loop, very slowly. And we'll start to find out, what really mind is, what the personality, where does it come from?
So you are saying personality. So for the normal viewer, I'm just trying to just decode it here. The point is about the physical reality we see as a me, and that's where the trap you are trying to explain, right, Mr. Mario?
Exactly. The personality is the physical me.
Physical me, yes.
In this case, it will be Mario. And in your case, will be Amit.
Amit.
And everybody else's case is just whatever name has been given to them, whatever identity, wherever they grew, whatever nationality, whatever they think they are,
Yeah. So that's actually not me.
What you think, but what you think you are, it's not you, really. That is being created because
that's the turning point right there.
That is, and we have to explore that. I mean, there's no other way. Nobody can tell you what you are because you cannot be told what you are.
Yeah.
You can only know what you are.
You can only know what you are. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You alone know yourself. You know you are.
Yes.
No one else know. Nobody can tell you are not.
Yeah. Everybody feels that I am. Everybody knows that I am. So that's the supreme consciousness right there.
And you hear that affirmation, when there is and I think it's in the Bible, when Moses presented himself into the burning bush, in the Bible, and he was in the presence of the divine, and he asked him, "Who are you?" He says, "Know that I am that I am." And he is the I am. He's implying again and again the I am. So we as individual pieces of consciousness, we know we are. We can never cease to be. Whether in the awakened state, whether in the dream state, whether in the deep sleep state, it doesn't matter. You never cease to be. We always are.
Yes.
So that right there, is exposing, a quality of the I am, of the true I am.
So this I am and the individual mind, the physical body, where we see ourselves as me, how this distinction happen and how one can understand that gap and really start coming back to their real state I am.
It takes awareness. You see, like everything else takes awareness. If you can bring the awareness, the self-awareness of the I am itself, bring it upon itself, and instead of being externalized, because this is the quality of this physical reality and in the mind, the energy and everything seems to be externalized, and it gets caught into the mind, with thoughts, feelings, emotions, desires, all the rittis. Patanjali expresses very well when he says, the rittis in the mind. What he's trying is the movement in the mind is causing, the self or the Atman, to start being identified with the movement, which is, what is appearing and interacting with that appearance. And when Atman starts to interact with the energies of the mind, that appearance in the mind becomes a union of those two energies, and a very deep level in the mind, that is kind of like at the core of when the Atman has just descended from the space beyond mind, he enters into a space that is the heart of the mind when the energies are raw there. Right. And he starts to interact. And he starts to interact with the energies in the mind. And that interactions right there, projectality, which appears in the astral plane with the causal body. I mean, when we call the astral body, the body of light. Mm-hmm. So that's when it starts to happen there. And that's another reality that is projected because the Atman and the causal body has interacted with the energies in the mind, which is the yin and the yang in essence. Both of them are there. Mm. But he's curious to know what those energies are because those energies are different in quality of himself. You see, they have different qualities. And he becomes curious to know what is that? It's like a child trying to be curious about what that is. Mm. And that interaction starts to happen, in the causal body with the energies in the mind. And that union creates another projection, which results into the, the astral body, the body of light that we, the most people that are really, they have deep spiritual experiences and they have a lot of knowledge. They have reached that state where they have known that. And some call it the angelic bodies. Mm. So from that union and the astral body, what is projected there is just now we have memory. Now we have feelings, emotions, all those other things, all those qualities now are there in the person starting to being created. And that is the foundation in the mind, how this physical body gets created in the next level. You see, because you need to have the body of light first. That is the foundation for this physical body. And then, we take birth. That physical body, descends into the fetus, when it has, when it's growing in the womb, and it takes the body. And it inhabits this physical body. Yeah. So now we're interacting in this physical reality with this physical body through the senses. Through the senses. And this is how we are experiencing, reality. But the seed of reality really becomes from the previous plane of existence. That's where the mind really is planting the seeds of what is going to take manifestation here in physical reality. Yeah. So you must understand that is a process that it seems to take place in the mind itself and arrives, here where you and I are interacting right now and speaking about what mind, the process that it takes place in mind. And that is just shining a little light on trying to understand what mind. We have to see it, what it does,
what it
how it
does.
functions.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. In an Indian tradition, in the granthas and books, ancient books, they says the koshas. They have like a five koshas: Annamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha. So those are the different layers on the
Absolutely.
Atman, and then you comes into this reality. Beautifully explained. I love that one. So now we saw the behind part. So now how we can understand the mind more deeper and kind of transcend it through the physical senses while living in this physical body. So we'd like to know about that. Please, can you share some light on it, brother?
Sure. What we usually take right here, and this is you see a pattern, you know, every master, every spiritual teacher, and you can see that they start by doing simple things to create discipline. Discipline, why? Because mind has its own nature. Mind has is mind is a living entity. It's an entity of its own. It has its own energy, its own awareness, its own ways to does things. It is alive in other ways, just like we are. We have an
Yeah,
intelligence, and that intelligence guide us into actions and to do what we do. Mind is no different. It's another manifestation of the divine. He has created that it has become into being by his own will and his energy, and that carries his own understanding. So you started to see this pattern that most masters do. It's like when the disciple comes, you know, from a worldly basic mind that he's totally absorbed into the senses, he has no knowledge of himself. He thinks himself to be the body and all the desires and all the projections that appear, you know, in the collective mind. So he identified himself as those being his desires, those are being his worries, those are things that he is. He identifies with those things. So the masters, what they do is they try to start with simple things, just like babies, starting to like give him tasks, start to give him things so they can start to develop discipline.
discipline.
Because what it takes is self-discipline. At some point, to be able to develop self-discipline, it means control. It means self-control. Yes, it's self-control, but I would say, in a beginning state. So to be able to have self-control is kind of like the mature fruit.
Hmm.
But discipline is kind of like the beginning. It's kind of like when you have a kid and you start to teach him, you know, how to sing the ABCs.
Yeah,
He
right.
doesn't know that, but you have to constantly, by repetition and constant guiding and reminding, this is how it's supposed to sound. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how you do it. And then you put him to practice. And that repetition is what is starting to develop in him. You know, eventually he's going to be able to master that and he's going to be able to do it easily. But in the meantime, you have to teach him discipline. Why? Because you have to realize what it takes place in the mind. And in the
Hmm.
mind is two energies, is two movements, what we call duality. They constantly, one builds, the other one destroys.
Yeah, positive, negative.
They're opposite in polarity. One
Yes.
says yes, the other one says no. And they constantly moving like this
Like
against
this.
each other. So, and that is the energies that actually influence the individual, the personality. He's constantly being pushed by them.
Hmm.
So so the masters understand that. So they giving literally the disciples this task and try to supervise him. It's like, no, you must do this like this. It's kind of like teaching a child how to do things. You constantly have to supervise him and correct him and sometimes aid him and find methods so he can succeed, because it's difficult for him to be able to maintain clarity and stability when somebody that you have not master. I mean, there is a struggle. We all
Yeah.
struggle with what we have not mastered.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's apparent to anyone.
Yeah. Without master,
But
it's very hard to understand, because if you understand, still you not understand how actually this practically works, like through the direct experience. It must be happening through your direct experience, but until master comes, you're not gonna figure that out whole game what was happening. So that's how I feel.
absolutely, No,
Yeah.
it is like that. It's absolutely, you hit it in the on the head. We don't understand that which we don't understand, we cannot see. So we're literally going blind into actions. But the master, he sees it because he has done it. He has mastered that. He
Mm.
see clearly.
Yeah.
So,
Clearly.
so in the practical sense, most of the masters, that's what they do. They start to bring disciples and try to give them tasks so they can start develop discipline, which is consistency, to be able to do something in time efficiently, and to remain focused on the task. Because the lack of focus, we see that when somebody tries to tell you, pay attention to this or do this, our attention is like all over the place, but not fully on at hand. So starting from there, you already see that the the attention of the spirit or the atma is scattered everywhere. It's already pulled
Yeah.
in many
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
So that is the first. That's the key. Masters will give you tasks so you can bring that attention back, single pointed, keep it in one place.
Right. Yeah.
And within the practice, you'll start to develop you see self-control. You're going to start little by little developing more stability, more self-control, more equanimity, which it means balance. Equanimity
Balance.
is balance, where you're not moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No, you develop that, and that requires discipline. So when you
Absolutely.
start with that, now you can bring the self-awareness. Once you have developed at least that amount, that quality, bring self-awareness and start observing the mind, what it takes
Absolutely.
place in the mental space. This river, oh, this endless flow of thoughts, just movement. Worry about this, wanting this, having to do this, having to go there, this thing, that thing, this other thing. I mean, it never stops. And what it does, it shines light into observing the ritis, the movement in the mind,
Yes.
that endless flow. So that is the first key, being able to bring awareness and observe that. And it's like, whoa, is all that happening? So if that is happening, who's doing that? Because now you're observing that. It's like, okay, I'm seeing that. And if you try to tell, and if somebody tries to tell you, stop the mind. Everybody, and most people probably will say, okay, yeah, it's my mind, right? I should be able to stop that, to shut it. Well, until you try to shut it, you realize that is not your mind, that it
Yeah.
doesn't belong to you, that you have no control over it, actually, that it's
Yes.
been run in autopilot.
Yeah.
And all
Absolutely.
along, you've been thinking that is something that you control. But that's part of the illusion, thinking that you have control when you are the slave, and that's the reality.
That's the
Because
reality.
you're a slave of the desires, of the fears, of the anxieties, of all the things that the mind projects. It's projecting upon you, like they're your projections, but you think they are.
Yeah.
So that is the first step, being able to observe the mind for what it is and just dedicate time to observe it. And then within that contemplation,
Mhm.
mind will start to show you really what it is and what it does. But you're going to be the observer, and somebody has to at some point out to you that and remind you, you are the observer. So that which you see cannot be you. You must realize that at some point.
Yeah.
That which you perceive cannot be you.
Yeah. It's separate from you. And once you start seeing that, that's where the separation comes, and you see yourself that you're not the thoughts, you're not your body, because now you're observing thought and body and mind and all the ruttis. That's where the power is, I feel like. And once you start staying in that power more and more and start seeing from there, then you see this mind play clearly. I mean, you explained it so nicely. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you understand it. You
Yeah.
see, your own spiritual journey has prepared you for that understanding. You have seen it. It's easy for you to perceive and understand it and know it, because through your own direct experiences, through your meditations, through your own journey, you
Yes,
have seen it,
absolutely.
you have felt it. So that right there starts to shine light and to really, the truth about this reality. But it doesn't stop there. I mean, we must continue. That is just the beginning point. But once you realize that you are not what the mind projects, you are not the body. That now you're prepared, to start really walking the journey towards the innermost space, which is our essence,
Which is our essence.
and eventually go through the layers of the mind, because mind has many layers that you have to go through, and a lot of them, are very difficult to overcome because we either have attachments to them, and other ones we have fears in them, and we must overcome the desires that we have, because if not, we cannot transcend, because we're always going to arrive to a place in mind that it will present us with all those beautiful indulgences that we love so much.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And we're gonna say, oh fine, well, I have a right to heaven because right here I have all my pleasures, I'll be happy forever here. Well, you're trapped, because that's not what it is.
That's
Or you're gonna say,
I really feel the moment where your breakthrough happens in the life, and you see that shift, and that's it. Like you start going more deeper into it, because there is like an unknown door open for you, and a new reality is happening, and you see that, and you start jumping into it. I really get fascinated with that kind of our self experience, and that's where we're gonna go now. So beautifully explained, Mr. Mario, about the mind. And now let's go with a little more deeper through the our own experience way. So here is the question I have, which is, was there any particular moment in your life where your perspective or reality literally shift, and what was that like, and how was your reality, so my viewers can connect more, and they understand more and apply that wisdom into their life situations as well? Because I feel once we start sharing our truth and our experiences, there is a lot learning automatically comes, because at the end we all are one. It's one consciousness, um, Atman. It's everywhere, so we learn from each other a lot. And this episodes are also heart to heart connection, straight talk. So would like to know about any of the situations or moment you would like to share about it.
sure. Point in our journey, our physical journey, everyone will go through this at some point, sooner or later. It's just some of us, in our time, that situation and the moments will come, and you are face in front of the fire, and from there, it's just you either jump or you run away. Um, in my case, I was faced with a situation like over 15 years ago. You know, I, like everybody, we were caught up into, the world perception. We are told that, by acquiring material things, acquiring, the house, the car, money, all those things, will produce, happiness in our life, satisfaction, fulfillment in our lives. This is what the world sells, and we all buy into it, because especially when we come from places where economically challenged,
Right.
when we are told that poverty, is the reason why we are unhappy, or not having this thing is the reason why we are unhappy, or because we're lacking this is the reason why we are unhappy, and we don't know better. And those who are telling us that, they don't know better either. We think that they do, but they don't. In
I
reality,
don't.
you start to see that in retrospective.
Yeah.
They're conditioned. I mean, it's kind of like somebody having a disease and trying to tell you how to cure your disease when he has not cured his.
Yes.
So it's
That's
just
true.
absolutely madness. But this is, this is what the world offers out there, and nothing against, what the world is. We're just trying to shine a little light onto what the reality is. We ask opinions of those, or we listen to opinions of those who they don't know what they're talking about. They're only sharing what they know, but what they know is very limited. It's not that they're wrong. they think they're right, and they live their life according to that understanding.
Right.
But because we don't know better, we ask from them, and then we follow their examples, and then we think that should be, what they're telling us to go is the place, of fulfillment, where we're going to find joy and fulfillment in this life. But at some point we away from that, from that delusion, because we made the journey, we work so hard, we make so many sacrifices, we acquire all the items that we are told are going to bring us that fulfillment. But guess what happened after all? And you're happy because you have it. A few days later, you started to look at it, and it's like, well, there is no fulfillment. Problems are still coming. Difficulties are still there. And you started to wonder, you have sometimes an unhappy wife, or sickness, or people dying around you, or problems showing around you, and they don't seem to go. And then you're like, okay, wait a minute. Is this really what I signed up for? Is this the happiness that I thought I was buying? And you realize that no, it was not.
It was not, yeah. Because I feel
it
like
was not. It's not.
I feel like unless that situation doesn't happen, you had to go like that way and come to that stage. So you literally start asking the questions. If that doesn't happen, then you even don't cross that bridge.
And it was like that. I mean, you see, you feel like you in retrospective, you look back and you're like, okay, if I didn't go through that journey and go to the end and acquire all these things and have them and think, okay, I'm happy. And then you realize, well, I have them, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
then that's that realization. That's the thing that opens your eyes, and you're like, wait a minute. Everything that I've been hearing is not true then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's when you really start to looking for what is true here. What is all this then? If all this is just made up because somebody said so, because somebody thinks so, so what is the real truth? And then that's when the real question arises. That's when the inquiry, that you hear that is so famously, who am I?
Who am I?
Or what is this?
Yeah. That's how exactly
that's when the real.
Yeah, it's like
that is when the real questions come. And they come, like a volcano with a burning, intense longing and desire. And you have to ask like that. Because if you're asked like it doesn't matter, and then that's the kind of answer where it will come. You must ask like your life depends on it. And when you ask like that, the truth will be revealed to you. Yeah. Because you're not taking you're not taking whatever little toys that the world gives you or pleasures. You're not satisfied with them anymore. You don't care for them. You only seek in truth. So the moment for me was like that when I reached the breaking point, when I'm like, you know what? If this is what life has to offer, I don't want it.
Don't want it, right?
Take everything you have given me, take it back, because I don't want it. Then and only then you are ready for what the journey will require, because you're willing to give it all. But if you're not willing to give your pleasures and your toys and your joys away, when you're not ready for the journey.
Yeah. You might fall back. That calling comes, I feel like, multiple times, not once. It's just our awareness is not on that stage, so we can't recognize it. Just mind just bypass it unless it's really hit couple times, I feel, and then you are like, it's unbearable. Then actually shift begins, I feel like. Yeah.
True, and that's how it is. At some point, it's unbearable, and you have seen many examples of that before. They've been exemplified, to a lot of saints. I mean, the great Ramakrishna Paramahansa.
Yeah.
If you look into his story, at some point he was like, if I'm not gonna see mother, if you're not gonna show up unto me, this life has no meaning.
Yeah.
And he was about to take the life away. And like him, there is many others that are not mentioned, but that is one great example. Another one, there is another great yogi, Sri M. And his journey to look for his master, he speaks of it. He says that he was about 19 when he was going towards the Himalayas, and as he was going up the mountains and all the stuff, he was looking for every cliff and looking, and it's like, well, if I don't find my guru, this is going to be a quick end. And he was already looking that he was, maybe he's not in this life, and he was going to end it as well. You have to be put into that state. It's a do or die.
Do or die. Yeah, do or die
Do or
situation.
die.
That's why they say Atma Gyan, Brahma Gyan. These are the topics where you have to let your last old identity go completely. Then only you can see the real life, because our conditioning and programming and that whole subconscious belief not letting us see the truth. And actually, authentically, if you really see the truth of the life is, which is to understand the supreme truth. That's why we are here. But this journey and this conditioning, how this is all play, and like we have that power with us to go on this journey basically. And life is giving us those opportunities. The gurus are here, the teachers are here, the conversation like this are here, that can really uh, create that hit in your heart that might gonna crack. So I'm really glad you're sharing this all your wisdom and your experiences here. So the next, Mr. Mario, the question arises in the same flow, which is how to practice in our day-to-day life to become more aware, and what we can start doing it that could be really helpful in this journey.
It's that is a very good question, and we all should be asking that question. How can we carve space? Our lives today seems to be very busy, more than ever.
Right.
More than ever. Besides work, we have entertainment now in our hands, and if not guided correctly, it's just consume more and more of our time. Sometimes we fall asleep with our phones. Now our phones are our dearest companion. We wake up, we scroll, we fall asleep with our phone in our chest.
Yeah.
So we have to start carving up space. This is non-negotiable, because unless you are dedicate time for your own self-exploration, no one is going to come to uncover who you are. Because even if I tell you who you are, you will not believe me.
Yeah. No.
Until you see for yourself.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
So this is what it takes. You must carve time out of your day. The day has 14 hours usually awake, 14 to 16 hours. We can carve an hour a day just to wind down, to slow down, to reflect on the day. Let's start with something simple. Just have a quiet space at some point at the end of the day, where turn every item off, TV, notifications, just sit down and reflect. Feel yourself. Feel how your day went. Feel yourself. But to feel in yourself, what you're trying to feel is something that is so quiet and so still within you, which is our essence.
Yes.
That in the disturbance of our daily lives, you cannot perceive.
Yeah. No.
You're trying to perceive a stillness itself.
Yeah.
So you really need to bring yourself and quiet yourself. And perhaps, starting like that, you may start to hear little whispers, but
absolutely.
in the noise of the day, you cannot hear the whisper of the spirit, because he doesn't scream. He whispers.
He whispers. That's the one which is, I call it power within you. And that's what started whispering within me through the meditations. And as you said, taking time for yourself and reflecting yourself, seeing your body self through this spiritual eye. And once you start seeing that, and then slowly that you feel that this there is something within us. There is a consciousness. There is a father energy, the Krishna energy within us. It's the same element. We call it tattva. In the Vedanta, they call it tattva. That's the same tattva here. That light, that power whispers. Beautifully said, Mr. Mario, because I hear that every single time. The ideas, the intuition, And once your senses are open, so your reality, this physical reality, is on through your senses, and the mind is busy with that. So it's hard. You just can't. It has to be separate. Power in your solitude, every day nurturing yourself and going within and sitting yourself. Then it whispers. You just remind me that my experience I always started doing at the beginning.
And and this has been said, I'm not the first one that said this. This
Yeah.
has been said for millennia. This has been
Yeah.
said for millennia. Every guru, every master that you encounter that has gone through this process, he will tell you, you
So what
must
is the
retrieve
any
yourself.
small practice of the awareness, particularly which people in that free time, suppose they take 30 to 45 minutes to 1 hour, uh, anything particular they should start doing, any meditative practice or particular way of your teaching that you can guide to the viewers? Mr.
Yes, I can show some practices. The practice that I really that brought me to this understanding, it was high intensity desire for truth. At some point, we can do this in different ways. If somebody has come to the point in life where they're fed up with life, they're like, okay, I'm done with this. This is what we call life, and I have heard this is not how I feel about life. Actually, life is a very beautiful, unfolding. At least this is my perception of it. But I have heard from others that I speak to, they say, that the life is just is a dump. This is how they feel about it.
Yeah.
When you have come to that conclusion that you feel that life is a dump, okay, for you, the practice is now you have to transmutate all that frustration, all that, transmutate that into the question, what is this? What is this pile of what? What
What
is
is
it?
this? Right.
Ask that with every fiber of your being. Sit alone, go somewhere, just ask the question. Or reach out, to someone that can guide you slowly into how do you ask those questions. But you have to sit that alone and ask yourself the question, and don't drop the question until the answer comes. The answer will come.
Yes.
Because if you ask him from the heart, Father will answer. He will not turn his ears shut on you. You must realize this. You must
Yeah.
have the faith that he will come.
He will come.
Every great one has the faith. He will cry until mother comes.
Hmm.
And he will ask until Father answers. You must have that.
Yeah.
So if you are in that position, this is how you ask. But you must go alone into solitude so you're not disturbed by others, and and you can actually, until the answer comes, you don't move away. This is the kind of commitment is required. For those who are not on that side of the spectrum, those who have, they still enjoy life, still, playing with toys and stuff like that. To them, I would say, look, just out of the 14 to 16 hours that the day has, just give yourself an hour. Go sit down, have your little quiet space, you know, just dedicate your little mat or your little corner or your little sofa or your little cushion, where you can just go there and sit down and shut down the world and just sit down, feel yourself,
Yes.
see how you're feeling, calm yourself down, and then just close your eyes and feel yourself. And you're gonna start to notice, how the mind is always worried with these things and that thing and all how everything went today. But just do the practice, just observe it. Just observe the mind, because that right there is a simple practice that is going to start to be able to help you develop awareness and to just be the observer. Don't do nothing. Just be the observer.
Just the observer.
Do nothing.
Yes, absolutely.
Being the observer is not that difficult. It becomes difficult when you identify with all the thoughts that arise in your, in your perception. And then, you're busy. You're very busy because you're identifying with every thought. You're like, oh my God, and this is the drama that is going on, right?
Right.
But if you're just the observer, can you just sit down and be?
Yeah.
Let things be what
Just
they
be.
are.
Yeah.
Just be.
Yeah.
Just be. So start with that.
Absolutely.
And within that, I mean, you're going to start to develop, you're going to start to notice that a small separation will start to happen. If you practice that after a few weeks, small separation is going to start to, a breakthrough into the flow of thoughts will start to happen. And you're going to start to notice those small shifts. Transformation doesn't happen with the bang. It's very small, subtle changes. But the awareness in you notice them. If you pay attention, if you give yourself the time, you're going to start to notice those smaller things. And as you continue to grow and progress, the divine will continue to guide you, because you're being guided. We're all being guided. He will continue to guide you into the next thing will arrive. Whenever you're ready for the next step, somehow, some way, that step will find you because you're ready.
Yeah.
You know, the grace say that is said, a student is ready, the teacher will appear. That is true.
That's true. That's what happens. Yeah.
That is so true.
I feel that. Yes. Because this is divine plan, I feel like, and this divine plan is, once you are ready, the next stage arrive. But if you are not ready, then nothing's going to change, because at the end it's again you matter, and your intention and your attention, and this is very important.
Absolutely, it is key. Its essence is one of the pillars, because this is what in reality eventually you will realize, and we all realize at some point. In order, you know, for you to transcend the mind, the world is an extension of the mind. It's just a physical manifestation of the mind. In order for you to transcend the mind, you have to give up all the toys of the world first. If you cannot do that, then you're not going anywhere. So you have to start like letting go of those things little by little. And at some point, you know, you will reach a state where you have played with all the toys and the craving is not there. It has disappeared. Yeah. You can put the toy away, and you can give the toy away, you know, on your own will. You're going to say, you know what? I'm done with this. Take it. Thank you.
Take it. Yeah. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. That's how it goes. And once you start testing that truth, and then you really start feeling this life more with awareness. Like, that's how I feel like your life starts, real life, where you see things differently, you observe more, you have more attention, and you feel the energy, you feel the people, and you see the soul in everyone, and your perception shift. They call it Atma Drushti, which is like your inner eye get activated, and your this physical eyes are still there, but the watcher is somebody else. There is an observer. There is your true essence. That's the power, I call it.
Absolutely, and it's beautifully explained. That's how it is. Yes. You see, there is another senses that get activated. Yeah. What you're describing is literally the senses of the astral body, the light body. Now they become engaged. They're active. Yeah. And now you're perceiving from that reality.
That reality.
And you started to see through the third eye, to the spiritual eye.
Yeah.
Yet you still use the physical eyes, and you still use the, you know, the five senses, the body.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You still can use the vehicle. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have a higher operating system that is also activated simultaneously, and it can also be used simultaneously.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what you're referring to.
That's how that becomes your tool. One of our Swamiji called Swami Achyutananda, where take the satsang every day, and I joined that from. It's been almost 2 years, and he always says that, like, once you start seeing from that essence, then this Maya is kind of a leela. It's a play, and body is your tool, your consciousness, your mind and buddhi and intellect. Before, the control was with the mind, so mind was taking you here, taking you there, and this and that. But now you are the one who is operating that. So now you can operate it better than before. Because things has been shifted, and it's beautifully he beautifully says that very often. And even in the Bhagavad Gita, um, Krishna also says that once you understand that I am, that I am the one who in the essence of the soul sitting in everyone, and once you have that Atma Gyan and self realization that I am that I am, then you can start living from that truth, and using this body as a tool and do the Leela basically. This is magical. Like, am I right? Like, what do you think about it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a shift. You see, you go from feeling harassed and all the anxieties
Yeah,
of life to actually enjoying the ride.
enjoying the ride.
You
Yes.
know, life becomes less of a burden because you're not absorbed into the drama of the personality, nor
Yes.
all the desires of the mind itself.
Beautifully said.
So,
Yeah.
so this separation has happened, and they go both hand in hand. But if this burns, you're not burning, so you're okay. And the ones that is sitting, as the driver, as you said, and everyone, he's not burning.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
the observer of what is taking place in the movie.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So now we're going to end this episode. It's almost an hour. We have some time limitations, but before that, in any of the your favorite quote or any of the message you have for me and our viewers, please share. And also, uh, if anybody wants to connect with you or have some of your learnings, any of the email or any of your YouTube channel or anything, you can share with our viewers. So feel free, any final message, and let us know how we can contact you, Mr. Mario.
Sure. Well, there is a quote that I'm sharing, and I'll share this one today, and it goes like this. So, before the path opens to ourselves, we must be open to the path. We must
Yeah,
realize that
yeah,
we have to
beautiful.
open our hearts, our center.
It's
We
ding
have to
straight,
open ourselves,
straight.
because it's not the other way around. Sometimes we have this misperception, and we're waiting for others, to give us love before we give love, and we're expecting that love in return, but we have not given it.
Yeah,
And that's, become that love. Go give that love to everyone, and guess what you're gonna get back? What you are given
yeah.
is the law.
It's the law. It's the
So
law.
it's the law.
It's the law of the universe.
it's
Yeah,
it's the law of one.
law of
Whatever you
one.
give to others, you will receive.
Once it really clicked me a year before, where that I completely understood the uh, giving and receiving cycle, giving and receiving, because that's the flow of the life of the universe. And once we
Absolutely.
break the flow, that's where actual problems starts coming in. But we don't understand when once we let it flow, then things just unfold, because kind of we are giving a chance to life to happen through us, and and it will happen naturally, beautifully, right?
Absolutely. And that is it's not rocket science, and it's not that difficult. It is difficult for some of us because we are trapped in a very disturbed, I would say, diluted perception of reality,
Perception of reality.
and we're like lacking. We're like always looking outside with this we think that we don't have. Every time you're looking outside of you is a lack. Time
Yeah,
you start to see everybody else is from that point of view. Well, they just a resource that you need, that you're gonna
yeah,
use.
yeah,
And once you extract whatever you think you need out of them, you're gonna dispose of them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that is the misperception. This is the issue with the world today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Beautifully said. Because now here we comes. Now we started with the personality and reality, and we after full circle, that's where your message was. So that was really nice. We really completely understood how this all mind game works behind the scene, front face, and then now completely with your such a nice message. That was really beautiful. Thank you for that, Mr. Mario. Thank you. So I want to remind everyone listening today, the wisdom we explore in conversation like this is not outside of you. The power, the awareness, and the truth are always searching for you. It's already exists within you. Sometimes all we need is a conversation that remind us. That's why these kind of conversations are very important, and where we share the truth, the wisdom from the direct experience. That's how I have seen many people, they can digest the truth, because saying the philosophies or any knowledge written in the book, it's still copy paste, but the direct experience has its own flavor. That's how I feel. So before we close, let us end with a beautiful ancient prayer, and I will share the meaning as well. And still, Mario, before we go, let us know how to contact you and any of your YouTube channel where our viewers can come and get this wisdom as well. So let me finish this mantra and we'll come into that. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyonma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So basically, this prayer means, hey God, hey Supreme Father, hey Krishna, Shiva, or any one of your favorite God or deity you think or you bow down to, lead us from the untruth to the truth. Lead us from the darkness to the light. Lead us from the fear and limitations to the realization of immortality within us. And Shanti means peace, peace within ourselves, peace around us, and peace in the world. If this conversation really resonated with you guys, like this video, share it with your loved ones who may get inspired with this kind of talks. Drop your questions in the comment box so we can explore those questions in the next conversations. And I will allow Mr. Mario to let us know about any of your next upcoming project, or how to contact you and how to get your wisdom. Any of the source you have.
Yes, if anyone needs some, would like to reach out, you can reach us at infinitelight.com. It's infinitelight@gmail.com. So that's the email, and there is a channel also where we post quotes, which is also, it's got the same name, Infinite Light Does. It's in the YouTube channel. So, and you can also reach out through brother Amit. If you have any questions, if any topics would you like to explore a little deeper, because that we just literally scratch the surface on what mind is, yes, what spirituality is. I mean, these subjects are very deep, and each one of us has our journey is so unique and different that to try to think that one size will fit all, and then it means not understanding. So every unique being that is here embodied has a unique path. So if you need any guidance and all that, just reach out to brother and we'll return, your call.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mario. It was really, really delightful episode where your wisdom always touched my heart and opening those another small layers. And I love this kind of direct talk and sharing the wisdom through the own experience. That's my personal favorite, and connecting with you and always getting that wisdom always fresh me up for next weeks. And I'm really excited for this our series as well. And as you said, this is really beginning and we are just scratching the surface. So I will tell my viewers that Mr. Mario and me, we're going to continue really great series and many meditation practices, technique, tools, and heartfelt conversations going to come. So stay tuned, and you can just follow this channel named Power Within You 111. And as Mario explained, his channel as well, Infinite Light Das. And we're going to have some lives there, getting some more guests from different modalities, so we can really decode and understand the reality of the life and see who we are, and we understand our own vibration and that essence within us. Everybody has the unique template, everybody has a unique vibration. And once we really understand to that level, which is, I would say, manzil abhi dur hai, which is the destination is still far, but as we start, we're going to go there. That's what people call it, purpose of life. And these, all the questions are coming these days in the social media and all. What is my purpose of life and all? So these all kind of questions uh, are there, but how to get the right answer through our own understanding, and through the teachers like our Mario, and I know many of the people who are going to come here on this channel. So this is a great opportunity, because unless we don't start this journey, we're not going to end, or we're not going to finish the line. We are not a tree to stuck at one place. If we never ask, answer is always no. So here we are, and
if there is no question, it can be no answer. And you also have to remind yourself, and you have to have faith that the journey, as it was said in an ancient wisdom, that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. You must take the first step, and you will arrive. Our Divine Father will provide for you. You must believe that He will provide. What the Spirit is always needed, He will provide.
yeah,
and you will get there, but you have to believe.
You have to believe. That's what you said about the faith as well. Beautiful, beautiful. That's really amazing. Now, guys, keep watching this channel, keep watching this kind of open talks, drop the questions. And because of the time limitations, this is our first episode, and more episodes are coming soon. I'm going to explain a lot on my channel and Mario channel as well. So stay tuned. See you in the next conversation. Thank you.